What's going on, YouTube? We got a game here. Kid versus Whitebeard. Kid went first, 1 Don, nothing. Whitebeard, 2 Don, plays the Nami turn 1. What is he searching for? Picks up a 2K Sanji. So he's going to load up on counters in his hand. Ends his turn, takes a life, down to 5 life. 3 Don. He plays the Nami, so I'm thinking he plays Strawbeard. Three Don, don't really have much to do. I'm just going to slap that on leader, 8,000 to life. It's going to take that. Now he's down to 4 life. I would only do that if he's playing Strawbeard. If he's playing boat version, every life you take from him kind of just shortens the amount of time you have to widen your board and take cards out of his hand before boat is active. Whitebeard swings 6 to life and then plays an Atmos for 4. 5 Don turn. Finally have enough Don to play Yamato, so I could start pressuring and taking cards out of his hand. The Nami can kind of just chill on the board, no point in wasting attacks to clear that. He also has to commit Don to swing with it, so we could leave that. Gonna rest, play out the Yamato to rest his Atmos. 1 extra Don, put it on the leader, 6,000 to the Atmos. He's going to give me a Nami. Back to Whitebeard. 6 Don turn. This could be a Rush Luffy. Could be the 5 cost Vanilla. Could be another Atmos. I have a good amount of cards in hand. He's going to put 1 Don in Atmos, 7,000 to life. Gonna let that through. No trigger. Same thing with leader. He's going to 7,000 to my leader. Also going to let it through. Not worth letting 2 cards out of my hand so early. And he plays a Marco, which is active now because he has 2 life. Draw for turn. I believe I have 8 costs in hand. That's why I'm kind of okay taking life. Kind of have to rely on the 8 costs to survive though. 7 Don turn. We can attack into the Atmos. If we have another Yamato, we could rest the Marco and poke into the Marco for cheaper. We got another Yamato, which is good. 4 to rest the Marco, 3 Don left. Gonna 5 to Marco, start taking cards out of his hand. This way I don't have to attach anything to my leader. So that's a 1K counter Vista. 6 to the Marco. And it gives me a 2K counter. 7 cards left in his hand. Slowly chipping away at it. 3 Don left. I think if I didn't have anything to do with that 3 Don, I could have put 1 Don onto leader and 2 Don onto Yamato and just swing bigger into the Marco or the Atmos to get rid of it. Because board presence on Whitebeard, on his board, is always dangerous because they just swing so big. I put up the beige for 1, leave 2 up, so that should mean I have a Punk Gibson in hand, which would be pretty good, so I could rest his Marco and also keep swinging at it next turn. He plays Ace for 7, 1 Don up, minus 3,000 power to both my Yamatos. So now the rested Yamato is most likely gonna be KO'd this turn. 6 to the Yamato, 6 to 3. That's either a Punk Gibson to rest the Marco or a block with the beige. So I want to Punk Gibson, so my Yamato's at 7, rests his Marco. 6 into Yamato. I think it's not a bad idea to keep Yamato alive if I do have the 3k counter. Having that extra body makes a big difference. But I think my plan next turn, since I'm going to be at 8, could be just to play out the kid. 7 into life. My thought was if I countered out of it, I would have lost the beige blocker, and I don't get this extra card from life. So I kind of just doubled down into my 8-cost kid play next turn or the turn after. So I'm actually at 9 Don, so this actually would be the perfect time to play kid. He has 3 attackers plus the 1 blocker Marco. So kid would be pretty good right now. It's going to test the orders. 5 to Marco. See what he does. Marco's the easiest thing to attack, so it's going to be the easiest way to get rid of cards from his hand. He's giving me a 2k, so that's great. I'm getting value already. He does have 1 Don up. Gonna swing 6 into his Marco. Again, swinging anything else is not worth it. Swing his leader. This is going to be a 1k counter if he has. Swing into leader, he might just take it, because then if he just goes down a life, it's going to be the same thing. Eight cost kid because I have to. He just has so many cards on board. Activate 8 cost kid to summon out a Sachi, so it's a 4k blocker that evades Vista. So I have 2 blockers on board supporting the kid. No Don up. Whitebeard's at 10 Don now. I have 7 in hand. So I could protect kid for 1 turn, maybe 2. Playing the 9 Beard on 10 Don. He has 1 Don open. 8 into kid. That's a 1k counter. There we go, 1k counter. Pass turn. 10 Don. He has one life. His leader's at 8,000. 6 cards in hand. A little tricky position. Next turn, he has a pretty good chance of blowing through my 8 drop. Ten Don. Definitely going to put 1 on kid. So I do 10 to leader. He takes it. Gonna put 5 Don onto leader kid and just swing 10 to leader again. Just trying to have him draw out his events and draw out his cards. So that's a guard point. Still got 6 in hand. Considering whether or not I should double swing with Kid, but I opt to put out a beige, leave 2 up for potentially another Punk Gibson. Another Punk Gibson would be great, so I could rest his Marco blocker and go for game next turn. He drops the Moby Dick, which is pretty scary. Pretty good idea from his part to hold on to it. Maybe he held on to it, maybe he drew into it. Drew into it from life or from top deck. But now all of his characters are beefed up 2000 and they're all parity with Kid now. So 12,000 plus 2, so 14,000 with 9-beard into Kid, pops one of the beiges. I'm going to have to block that with the other beige. He still has 4 down up. I have 6 in hand. Eight into Kid. Going to 1,000 out of that one. Another 8 to Kid. Just going to chip away at all my cards. I got to keep that Sachi for next turn if I do survive, or if he does load up on any of his singular characters. So that's a Bonnie tossed out. Only thing playing Kid, so he passes turn, so he doesn't swing with the ace. I guess he's scared that I'm going to Paradise, not Paradise Waterfall, but Punk Gibson and rest his blocker. So he doesn't swing. The one thing about my board right now is I don't have any resource engine along with Kid, hiding behind Kid actually. I don't have a Riser, I don't have the Bonnie or Momo. So it's going to be tough to replenish my hand. So I think the only play I have is just to poke, get rid of his cards in hand, and maybe set up more blockers and just hope that I last another turn. So I 6 with Yamato, and he just drops a 2k. I'm going to do 10 to leader with 8 drop, and he radical beams up to 10, and another 2k to go up to 12. 3 in hand left. He still does have the 1 Marco blocker. I'm just considering my options. I'm going to do 8 to leader. Well, knowing that he dropped the 2k, I probably could have just went 6 to leader. Maybe I could have went 6 to leader twice. But then he would have dropped 2 cards. But he still has a blocker, yeah. So I do 8 to leader, he radical beams. Tap 3. Pitch Yamato. 8 to leader again. See what he has. And he has another radical beam. So his hand was 3 radical beams and a guard point, so he was pretty beefed up. And lastly, I put up a 2-cost blocker. And that's it. 3 cards in hand. The blocker is probably going to get popped with his Whitebeard. I don't think he lost any characters since he played them. So 12 into Kid, 14 into Kid, popping the Killer. 14, even if I have all 2Ks, Kid can only go up to 14, so have to block that. He's still got 8 down left. Very healthy. He's got a lot of options. He's going to put 3 on Ace, boosted with the Moby Dick, so it's 12 to Kid. So that's 3 cards. I only have 3 cards, so if I do have the counters, which I do, I have 3 2Ks. Bump him up to 14. And now I have no cards in hand. Get swing with Atmos. Swing with Marco, 7. Take that. And that's the 13k to life with leader. And that is game. Moby Dick. Too much power. I shouldn't have attacked that turn 2 into life. Could have stalled me a little bit longer. But yeah, thanks for watching.